Hello, hello, hello. Hope everyone is doing well. And nope, we're not playing Super Lesbian Animal RPG. We're playing Neuromancer. Although, really, the difference between super furry lesbians and Neuromancer is nil. Uh, Even William Gibson kind of admits that the furries have pretty much begun to live his world. Hope everyone is doing all right. It is Saturday. Um, it's funny. All week it was nice and sunny, except for the days that it was overheating and sunny. And then today it's like all the storm clouds came. Hey Bahamut, hope you're doing alright too. But yeah, let's head back into the game. Resume. So we are at the Cheap Hotel. Let's see here. Minecraft. I need to get back to playing Minecraft. Okay, so I've got a Cyberspace 7. Oh, and we can use this to actually enter cyberspace proper. But I think for now, I want to do Geisatsu. Chiba City Tactical Police. And we are going to give them password Super Tac. Third for level 2 access. Thank you. And we're going to start editing warrants because, you know, that's a good thing to do, right? And we'll say 1. And we'll edit this. Oh, absolutely. And we're going to be putting in the name Larry Moe. And ID number 062788138. And I think we can exit out of here. All right. Head up north. Actually, enter the Microsoft's place. Larry's one of Chiba's dubious software stores. Larry no longer is around here. We can go into the back rooms now. Meeting room of the Panther Moderns, occupied by their leader, Lupus Yonderboy. He's dressed in a polycarbon suit, and his eyes have been modified to catch the light like a cat's. Ugh, you thought polyester was bad. Lupus is watching you with a slight smile on his lips. Tattooed on his hand is the word chaos. You got past Larry. That's good. You won't get past me. That's business. Can I punch this guy? I want to punch this guy. Well, I'll talk to him. Lupus, my man, I hear you're the kind of guy who helps stray cowboys. Can you answer some questions for me? I mean, disco suits at least had some sort of class. Geez, you're really a funny-looking dweeb, aren't you? Exactly what is a Panther modern? I'm gonna say what's on my mind. Geez, you're a funny-looking dweeb, aren't you? Don't like you either. Not modern. Biz will cost more now. Oh. Exactly what is a Panther modern? Chaos. That's our modus. That's our central kick. Believe it. Okay, so fuck all, I guess. Matt Shaw says you're all right. So talk. What do you want to know? What can I know about passes? If you want a ROM construct from SenseNet, I can sell you a security pass to get you into the building. That sounds useful. $4,000? I mean, might as well. Item purchased. Okay. Hopefully we won't have to deal with him anymore. That was indeed relatively easy. Head back over to the maximum security place. Volunteer for Hitachi. No. Yeah, I work for Hosaka. That's what we hacked ourselves into. Domi arigato. You're cleared for entry. Thank you. I mean, I'm just reading out of a FAQ, and yeah. I mean, it's not really giving me a lot of information off of like how I'm supposed to get this information, to be honest. Okay. You're in the lobby of the SenseNet headquarter buildings. There's a librarian computer terminal. On one wall, the security scanner activates your arrival. You have 30 seconds to produce your security pass. Failure to comply will result in your removal. Okay. Inventory. Security pass. And let's give it to him. Yep. Clearance approved. You now have limited access to the librarian. Please enter the identification number of the ROM construct you require from the SenseNet library vault. Okay. Oh, 4678339. Oh. Oh, 4678339. Availability verified. Checkout is approved. Computer gives you a ROM construct. Okay. Only thing we can do in here, I guess. On the corporate headquarters, Musabore Zapatsu. Cool. Upgrade item. Comlink 6. Link code. Loser. Gentleman Loser. Faces of Neon Forest welcome you to Gentleman Loser Base. Enter and know the feeling of black fire racing through your nerve. Okay. The really complicated password of Loser. Cleared for level 2 access. I want to go to the software library and give me that hammer. Kind of want to pick up the other stuff, but I don't think I can afford it as far as room on my deck goes. But that should theoretically all I need to worry about that in the game. Well, for now. So we're heading back to the cheapo hotello. Yeah, move along, blah blah blah. Okay. So, at the moment, accessing the internet costs us money. And we don't want that. So we're gonna save again. Okay. So we are going to now Finally, enter cyberspace. Operate item. More. Okay, so I want to go 1, 2, 3. Nope. 4, 5. 6, 7. Move forward. And start to do it. No ice. Okay. Want to make sure I'm doing this right because at the moment the internet costs money. Oh. I'm sorry, Hungry Praise. Not today. Seven spaces to the right and 1 forward. 1, 3, 4, 6, 7. Aha! Enter this database? Sure. Okay. Hammer. Blowtorch. Decoder. Okay, decoder does pretty good. And I think I just flatlined. Hey bro, I'm the Dixie Flatline, best cowboy that ever punched deck. Hi. Software analysis, decoder. Icebreaker program. Okay. Program crash. Great. Okay, well, isn't this a beautiful way to do this sort of thing? Okay, no, I don't need that anymore. Fun, fun, fun. Yeah, absolutely. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Very pew pews. Yep. Okay. Software library. I want cyberspace. I want Thunderhead. Blowtorch 3. Decoder 2. Adding Scandinavian characters? Yeah. Okay. Decoder 1, I don't need anymore. And Blowtorch 1, I don't need anymore. Hey Travis, doing okay. Hope you're doing alright. Okay. Try to get some art done. Oh, I'm sorry to hear. Okay, so now... Yeah. Well, I'm still getting charged for using the internet. Hydrate, absolutely. And stretch. And posture. And all that good stuff. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, we're going back here. This time with better stuff. And I want a few more thunderheads. Exit out. Okay. So let's head back in the loser club. Let's head back into cyberspace. It does feel like the Biggest Loser Club. So I want to go to 272.64. That would be here. Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'm a little confused myself, to be honest. Okay, our constitution's at 2,000. That's our, I guess, mental health. Hey, bro, I'm Dixie Flatline, best cowboy that ever punched. Software be bug decoder? Program okay. Okay, you fix those. Alright. Analyze Thunderhead virus program. Yeah. A little bit. A little bit. Okay. 272.64. Okay. You don't like hammer. Or it's random each time. Yeah, it's random each time. That's fine. Well, at least I'm not flatlining. Okay. Yeah, that's why this one is expensive. We were breaking into the IRS. Yep. Cleared for level 3. Software library. Give me them jams. Give me that hammer. And audit list? Anyone by the name of me? Nope. Okay. Okay, we're slowly getting our, yeah, I could see a bit of a war games kind of thing for it. Building up our constitution again. Oh, yeah. Sure. Which chip? Yeah, I don't think I need that. Okay. Let's resave there. Get rid of hammer 1. And Dixie Flatline. Please fix my programs. Save again. Set back into cyberspace. I'm going to want to go to 32032. Okay. I'm way too weak for that to continue. $352. And 32. That's weird. Is this what I want to see? I don't know. fix everything for me. Thank you. I think I might be dead. Yep. Kickstarter your dead brain. My fee happens to equal the amount of credits you were carrying. Yeah. I have to buy some of your parts if you need money. So that's what happens when you die. Yeah. Okay. $352. Oh. It is this one. Great. Oh, hammer does pretty well against this thing. Of course. Yeah. Nope. Yeah. Yeah, because I think I ran out of stamina at about the same time it ran out, and I mean, if I'm gone flatline, that's usually a bad thing. Okay, the blowtorch is doing a fair amount. Okay. Software Enforcement Agency. Hooray. Skill upgrade? And it might as well. Oh, unable to upgrade. Oh well. Yeah, let's get as much thunderheads as we can. Deck full. Yeah, let's get rid of all of these 1.0s. Except for one, I think we need to keep a hold of. And let's start debugging some of our... Okay. Alright, that helps a lot. Actually, we apparently don't need this many 2.0s, so... We'll save. $480.80. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Enter this database. Yep. Okay, hammer isn't too great. Blowtorch. It's a bit better. Well, I mean, it's not sledgehammer. Unfortunately, I don't know if I am... Okay, I want more drill tweets. And some acids. Have I completely flatlined? Close, but not quite. I'll take it. Okay, let's build up my stamina again. Yeah, like once you go to red, you're like at really, really, really close. But like it seems like red is like sub 500 out of 2,000. But I'm gonna call that one a success. Kapla. Okay. And got drill 2.0. I'll have drill 1.0. Okay. And fix some of these. Hydrate and stretch. Absolutely. Yeah, I kind of wish there was a bit more beepity boopity in this game. So, okay. One thing I've noticed in this game is, so in the books, when William Gibson is describing his cowboys, his hackers, they are typically described as people in jeans and t-shirts. Typically like either short cut or bald heads. Hey, Durok. But that obviously doesn't fit the motif that people think about when they think cyberpunk. You know, when you say cyberpunk, yeah, you're expecting. I mean, this is pretty bland for cyberpunk. I mean, it's a Prested jacket, and I'm guessing blue jeans, probably just slacks. You know, she's in a. Yeah, you're expecting Matrix gear, and don't get me wrong. People are walking around in things like leather pants and stuff like that, but those are people who typically have money. Most of the average person is just like, I got the shirt. That's fine. Like, Johnny Mnemonic in the story of that name. Yeah, he was wearing a three-piece business suit. Yes, Kitsune, in Shadowrun, who probably would be like, yeah, a human augment who would have had, you know, fox ears and tails surgically applied to it. Okay, so there's two major cyberpunk role-playing games. There's Shadowrun and Cyberpunk. Both came out about the same time. I want to say Cyberpunk came out first. Um, Actually, I want to say Cyberpunk came out second, but I don't know the numbers off the top of my head. Um, but yeah, uh, um, yeah, the other Cyberpunk role playing game, the eponymous Cyberpunk, it started with Cyberpunk 2020. Remember when that was the future? Um, then there was like 2030, and with the new game 2077. Um, but yeah, uh, in that RPG, which is a lot closer to the world of William Gibson and Neuromancer, um, there are full on furries in Cyberpunk. That they aren't like, you know, um, the ones from, say, the Chalk Hat universe. Um, they're more just people who have modified their bodies to the point where they look like animals. They're called exotics in the role-playing game. Um, but yeah, would be neat if Gibson ever went to a fur con. I'm I don't know if he has, but if he did, I think he would just be like, "Yep, these are the normal people I talk about." Yes, William Gibson's still around. Uh, he's on Blue Sky a bit. He's actually more on Mastodon, which would make sense. So, like you, Kev, and the people who hang around Mastodon more than I do, um, probably would hear from him more than we would. I think he still goes by the Great Dismal, um, which makes sense for someone who writes about this sort of thing. um, but no, and kind of what I'm listening to the audiobooks. Um, yeah, the connection to it is so tough to me. Yeah, I couldn't get into Mastodon because when I tried, everyone was. Maybe it's just me. I felt like I got a hostile reception, and you're hearing me. I don't think I'm that abrasive of a person. I can be a little bit. I'm human, but yeah, I don't know. The people around Mastodon just kind of felt like, yeah, very cranky indeed. Um, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah. The discourse and all that kind of fun stuff. Yeah, So the main thing I use social media for is uh keep up with keep up with my friends, have a vague sense of what's going on in the world, and that's about it. Some people, when they go on social media, they are like playing for keeps. Um, and I'm just like, I don't care. Like, I'm using social media as a social environment. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't have great blocking instincts. Like, every once in a while, I'll like sit down and I want to rant or something like that. Um, and all of that, but largely, I don't think of myself as that important of a person. And yeah, internet cloud is worse drug than. Yeah, some people, that is their way of life, and to that I say, God be with ye, and I don't really want to. Um, okay, so I'm gonna want to go back in. We work for Hosaka. And yeah, um, I think I was talking about it last night on when I ended last night's. Yeah, yeah, no, I totally agree with that, Bahamut. Block, mute, do whatever you can to keep your sanity. Um, but yeah, as I was saying on Nash's live stream last night, my God, could you imagine, like, the blog posts from people like Oscar Wilde or, you know, Benjamin Franklin, people who, if you read their writings, are like 70% shit posts. Um, could you imagine, like, how bad that would be? Mark Twain on, like, the internet. Um, you know, uh, yeah, yeah. It's like, what would Ben Franklin be like on the internet? He would be getting laid. I mean, that was his big thing about, like, life in his time in 1700. It would be worse. It would be so much worse. Um, like, yeah, there are a lot of people who are far better the less you know about them. Like, say, I looked up to Neil deGrasse Tyson. I thought he was pretty darn cool. And then I joined his social media feed, and the guy's smart. The guy is absolutely smart. I am not denying his ability to understand the cosmos. I'm just saying he's kind of a jerk. Yeah. Um, Good God. Imagine if we didn't have social media. Um, Rowling would be like one of those people like Frank Herbert who, after her death, people would be like, yeah, she was kind of an asshole, but during her life, like, her bile would just have sat with her. You know, when Lady John Dingle dunked on, yeah. It's like some. I'm not saying people shouldn't have access to social media. They should. Like, it is a free country. You can give whatever opinion you want, and I am all for that. Just know, when you espouse your opinion to people, people are going to have responses to that. And that's just life. You know? Yeah. People have so much money, everything try to hurt people. Rolling is a great example. There's just, yeah, other people where um Dave Chappelle, like, yeah, he decided to go for a little turf as well, but not just that. Like, after he got a lot of money, he just started going after people who didn't. And it was just like, why? You know, um, uh, yeah, because I think it's Chicago that live streams their city council. Or maybe it was just because it was during the pandemic that it was being live streamed. But yeah, you have Chappelle, who owns a an apartment complex in Chicago. Good, that's great passive income. Go right ahead. But yeah, he was like adamant that the city doesn't build a homeless shelter because it would reduce the value of his property. And I don't want to see drug addicts around. And it's just like, dude, do you know where you got your money from? Like, gee, man. I don't know. I'm not saying if I had a bajillion dollars, I'd be perfect. I would probably be an asshole. Like, I agree with that. But I think what I would do? I would pay somebody to go around and say, hey, don't do that. You sound like an asshole. And there is a whole job set called that. It's called a public relations person. Just be like, hey, maybe what you're doing might not look good. Yeah. Pick up job applications. I mean, look, I recommend people having jobs. Like, that is generally a thing I agree with. But I also agree that people should do things that they're able to, not just mentally but physically, and emotionally. Oh God. I mean, I really needed to get out of retail for a long time because that really, really effed me up mentally and emotionally. Um, Now, of course, my folks view me a little bit less because, now I'm just a janitor. What's that? I'm like, you know what? I'm being paid more doing that. I've got more time off doing that. Uh, and I don't have to deal with, you know, people yelling at me all the time. And you know what? It's a hell of a boost. Yeah. Yeah, I try that. If I had billions of dollars, I'd build a place for people to go play card games and have a snack area and have a computer place. Yeah, no, exactly. Like, yeah, Bahamut. Essentially, I think what your idea is I want to make the millennial Bennigans, or uh, um, something like that, where you're just like, hey, let's, well, okay, so, oh, I've got huge respect for retail workers. Like, the most frustrated I get to people, I still hold my tongue. Now, unless someone is like legitimately being hostile, upon which then I'm gonna be like, hey, maybe that's not cool. Even then, I'd probably walk out away from that being like, man, they've been having a real shit day. Um, yeah, no, most people in retail are cool. That, like, as much as I give horror stories about working retail, because that's just the stories that like stick with you. Most people just go in, they just want to get their stuff and leave, and if you don't have their stuff, they're going to be disappointed, but generally most people aren't going to take it out on you. Like, yeah. 99% of the people are fine, reasonable, totally wonderful human beings. Yeah, yeah. And those are the ones that stick to you because that's not the usual. Yeah, I mean, I understand that, Bahamut. Like, you don't want to get into in the middle of something like that because it's not your place, and the last thing you want is guy who was smoking at the pumps and spilled a ton of gasoline. Yeah, that's a fun time waiting to happen. Um, Now, admittedly, setting gasoline on fire is a lot harder than it is in the movies. That said, once it's on fire, you're in a really bad situation. It's one of those things like it can be worse than the movies and it can be like better than the movies at the same time. And gasoline is one of those things. Like, yeah, yeah. No, yeah. Yeah, diesel is supposed to be safer. Um, and yeah, it was unleaded gasoline. That makes sense. That makes sense. Um, yep, shut the pumps off, call the department, and they've got the material to deal with that. Uh, Now, granted, that story kind of is making me think of that scene from Zoolander, where they're playing the song Jitterbug, and it is hilarious as it is morbid. Anyway, what am I doing again? Breaking into databases and at the village there's a fire at a fish cannery. Oh god, yeah. Fuel pumping thing for the grocery store nearby. Yeah, yeah. Like, that is something a lot of people don't think of. Like, when they think of like fire accelerants, they're typically thinking of like gasoline and stuff like that. But biological material um, is is one hell of a fire fuel source. Especially up in Alaska, where probably a lot of those fish had a lot of extra fat in them to keep warm in the really cold water. And fat is a beautiful, beautiful fuel for Mount Blanc tunnel fire was sparked by a truck engine fire catching a load of margarine. Yeah, oh god, yeah. I mean, that's just solid oil. Good, yeah. Good god, yeah. Fire department was really trying to keep the fire contained in the fish building. Absolutely. Now, I mean, on the bright side, place didn't probably smell too bad after a while. It's like, I think I want to go to get some fish and chips. Oh wait, all the fish are burnt up. Darn it. But yeah, no, that's a hell of a fuel source, and yeah. Okay. No Jack in here. Okay. What's Batori? Okay, 32,192. So that's gonna be far away. Enter this database. Yep. Okay, hammer ain't great. We'll send an acid. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, willikers. Previous fish processing, yeah, wood posts, yeah. Okay, I'm already on red. Don't leave me on red. Hydrate and stretch, absolutely. Okay, where do I pick up slow? Some reason I don't have slow. That probably would be a really useful item. Or 1664. Okay, so there is a reason why we have to walk around. You can only go so far in cyberspace physically from where you are. Two of those books, the Shadowrun books, there's a fair number. So 41664. Getting pre-sliced cheese and pre-diced fruits and veggie, or buying the whole and slicing and dicing them at home yourself. So, um, generally with cheese, I get block cheese myself and I shred it. Um, but if you say go to a deli and have them slice it for you for sandwiches, that's, you know, not bad. Um, and with vegetables, I think it depends. Buying whole is typically cheaper, yes. But if you want to buy frozen vegetables, you can get them diced. Um, and if you're doing something like, you know, adding them to a stir fry or something like that, yeah, frozen's fine. But yeah, generally buying the actual product is cheaper just because it's less work. Um, Not always, but generally. You buy block cheese and the boyfriend buys sliced cheese. Yeah. You definitely want slow. I don't need drill, but I'll grab it anyway. Let's get out of here. Yeah. Fix that. Fix that. Fix my jammies. Okay. So, the slow ability might make things a little easier. Yeah. Now, the yeah, pineapple, some of the bigger fruits are a little bit, yeah. Okay, so Now that we're here again... Oh, I want to delete all of those injector ones. Yeah, well, I mean, with pineapple, I just use a knife myself. It's not the cleanest. I don't have a pineapple core or anything like that. But it gets the job done. Okay. So. We'll start with slow. Yeah, pomegranates. Okay, flatlined again. Oh, these are just practice. Oh, I don't really want that. Okay. Well, you don't like cucumber. Okay. All right. So I think I understand where you're coming from, Seth. You don't like wet fruit. That's perfectly freaking reasonable to me. I'd explain kind of, why you're not too fond of like cantaloupe or stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, that's perfectly reasonable. Yeah. Mandarin oranges, yeah. I'll definitely agree with you there. Yeah, nah, understandable. Much pews. Ah, yeah, like I can get the little cups of mandarin oranges pretty well, but yeah, they're very seasonal. Um, okay, let's try this one more time. So, what I'm finding really annoying about this is a little bit easier. The main problem I'm having with this game is, my god, the enemies hit like a cinder block. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. One more time, because trust me, what you think is tenacity is definitely going down. Yes, I'd love to tell you a portion of my anatomy. Your following parts. I could sell my heart, lungs, liver, kidneys, gallbladder, pancreas, arms and legs, tongue, larynx, small and large intestines, appendix, bone marrow, spinal fluid, spleen. So, what happens if I sell an arm? Enjoy your cheap plastic replacement. Yeah. Certain attachments to a body part I previously bought. Yeah. Come back when you can afford it, meatball. So, yeah, yeah. Not feeling it this time. Um, yeah. I'll try to continue this next time, but it depends on if I can find ways to help myself out or not. um, yeah, yeah, no. Um, so next weekend, I'm not going to be streaming because I am going to be at Anthrocon. Hooray! Um, so, no Super Lesbian Animal RPG and Neuromancer next week. Yep. Hooray! I am happy about that. I'm happy to meet up with Seth again and all the other folks. Um, but yeah, so not next Friday, but the Friday after, we'll be going back to more, yep, Slarb. And, yeah, on the main channel, I've still got stuff uploaded. In fact, I've got everything uploaded until, what is it? The 13th? Yeah. Um, so not tomorrow, not the 6th, but the Sunday after that. Um, so I don't have to worry about keeping up with that, which is good. Um, let's see. Buck Rogers ends on Friday, and so that'll be good. And on your tail, I've got up to the 20th, and that's the end of the main game, but there's a lot of post game, and I'm gonna definitely be doing that largely because I'm really enjoying a game that is calm, and that has been helping me a lot. A lot. But, so let's set up a raid. And, yeah. Oh, someone I know is doing City Skylines 2, so I'm going to send you over to Black Spots. Have a good one, folks.